Taurus, something gigantic, inevitable, is going to crash into your reality in the last 3 days of July. It's not a possibility. It's not a vague prediction. It's a real, tangible force that is already rearranging the events of your life to create the most dramatic impact you've ever experienced. As you watch this video, that force is getting closer, and when it hits you, your life will take such a radical turn that you won't recognize your own existence. You know that strange feeling you've been having lately, like you're living the last moments of something without knowing exactly what. Like your current life is a house you're about to leave forever. This isn't anxiety or paranoia. It's your Taurian intuition picking up on the vibrations of this approaching force. Your gut knows a gigantic change is coming, even if your conscious mind can't yet process the magnitude of what's about to happen. What I'm about to reveal will challenge everything you think you know about stability, security, and control. It will show you that the life you've so carefully built, brick by brick, can be completely reinvented in just 3 days. And most disturbing of all, it will prove that this radical shift isn't something you can avoid, postpone, or negotiate. It's already been decided on levels that transcend your human understanding. In the last 3 days of July, everything you considered solid in your life will become liquid. Everything that seemed permanent will prove temporary. Everything you thought you knew about yourself will be questioned so intensely that you'll have to rebuild your identity from scratch. And here's the most shocking part. When this shift happens, you'll realize you always knew it was coming. You always felt like your current life was just preparation for something much bigger. Are you prepared to discover that who you think you are may just be a rehearsal version of the person you truly are meant to be? Taurus, you've always been the sign of resistance to change. You build your life like a fortress, with high walls and deep foundations, precisely to protect yourself from surprises and instability. But the approaching force won't knock on your fortress door asking for permission to enter. It will simply dissolve the walls as if they were made of sugar, not through violent destruction, but through a transformation so profound that you'll realize your defenses were illusory from the start. The shift that's coming isn't against you, it's for you. It's the universe finally removing the obstacles you created to protect yourself, but which ended up becoming prisons that limit your true potential. For years, you may have confused security with stagnation, stability with immobility, comfort with conformity. The last 3 days of July will destroy these confusions once and for all. For Tauruses born between April 20th and April 30th, the shift will occur in the area of their most intimate relationships. A revelation about someone very close will completely change their perception of love, trust, and partnership. For those born between May 1st and 10th, the transformation will be financial and material. An opportunity or drastic change will rewrite all their beliefs about abundance and security. And for those born between May 11th and 20th, the shift will be in the area of self-expression and creativity. You will discover talents and passions that were buried under layers of practical responsibilities. But regardless of when you were born, all Tauruses will experience the same fundamental feeling, the shocking realization that the life they were living wasn't really theirs. It was a safe, controlled, predictable version, but one that had nothing to do with their deepest, most authentic desires. The last 3 days of July will act as a cosmic alarm bell screaming, "Wake up! Your real life is waiting." Do you have the courage to wake up, even knowing it means giving up all the false security you've built up over the years? The force moving toward you carries crucial information. You've been living far below your true potential. Not from a lack of ability, but from excessive caution. You've chosen the safe path so often that you've forgotten there's an extraordinary path waiting for you. A path that requires courage, that involves risks, that offers no guarantees, but it's the only one that leads to the complete fulfillment of your soul. During the next few weeks leading up to the last 3 days of July, you'll begin to feel a growing unease with your current routine. Things that have always brought you satisfaction will begin to feel empty. Environments that have always brought you comfort will begin to feel claustrophobic. People who have always been part of your life will begin to seem strange, as if you're seeing them for the first time. Don't fight these sensations. They are necessary preparations for the shift that's coming. Your consciousness is expanding to accommodate the new reality you'll be creating. It's like a snake shedding its skin. The process is uncomfortable, but absolutely necessary for growth. What strikes me most about what's about to happen to you is its speed. Changes that would normally take years to manifest will happen in just 3 days. It's as if the universe has decided to dramatically accelerate your personal evolution. Decisions you've been putting off for months will become urgent and inevitable. Opportunities that seemed far away will materialize right in front of you. People who could change your life will appear as if magnetically drawn to your reality. Taurus, in the last 3 days of July, you'll experience something that goes against your cautious nature, the need to act quickly, without having all the information, without being able to analyze every angle. It'll be as if life gave you a gigantic push out of your comfort zone and said, now is the time. Not tomorrow, not next week, now. And here's what might scare you. You'll discover that you're capable of making quick, sound decisions when the situation demands it. That your obsession with safety and detailed planning was often just a way to postpone choices that, deep down, you already knew you needed to make. The turnaround of the last 3 days of July will reveal that you're far more adaptable, courageous, and intuitive than you ever imagined. The coming transformation won't destroy your Taurian nature. It will purify it. It will separate what is genuinely yours, your ability to create beauty, your connection to authentic pleasures, your ability to give concrete form to your dreams, from what you've absorbed out of fear, the need to control everything, the resistance to any change, the tendency to always choose the most predictable path. When the shift happens, you'll realize you can maintain your core values while embracing a completely new way of living them. You'll discover that true stability doesn't come from clinging to the familiar, but from trusting your ability to create something beautiful and solid, even in uncharted territory. That true security doesn't come from avoiding risks, but from knowing you have the inner resources to handle any situation. In the last 3 days of July, you'll be faced with a choice that will define the next few years of your life. It won't be an easy one, because it will involve giving up something that gives you a sense of security in exchange for something that promises fulfillment but offers no guarantees. It will be like trading a stable job you hate for an uncertain opportunity doing something you love, or like leaving a predictable relationship to open yourself to a love that can completely transform you. The most shocking part is that when that choice arises, you'll know immediately what the right answer is. You won't need to make lists of pros and cons. You won't need to consult others. Your soul will scream so loudly it'll be impossible not to hear. And in that moment, you'll understand that you always knew the right path. You just didn't have the courage to admit it to yourself. Taurus, the shift of the last 3 days of July will reveal something about you that may shock even those who have known you for years. You have a revolutionary, adventurous side, willing to break rules and create new paths. This side was dormant beneath layers of conditioning that taught you that being responsible meant being predictable. But true responsibility is honoring your unique potential, even if it means disappointing the expectations of security others have placed on you. During these 3 transformative days, you will rediscover passions you had buried, dreams you had abandoned, aspects of your personality you had suppressed. It will be like rediscovering lost parts of yourself. And when these parts reintegrate into your current consciousness, you will become a completely new person. Or rather, you will finally become the person you always were, but who was hidden under a shield of excessive caution. The most shocking change of all will be in your relationship with fear. For years, you may have made decisions based primarily on avoiding what could go wrong. But in the last 3 days of July, you'll start making decisions based on what could go incredibly right. You'll discover that the fear that protected you also limited you, and that courage is not the absence of fear, but the willingness to act despite it. The universe chose these 3 specific days because you've finally reached the level of emotional and spiritual maturity necessary to handle a transformation of this magnitude. All the experiences you've had thus far, especially the most challenging ones, have been preparing you for this moment. They've developed your inner strength, your resilience, and your ability to adapt when necessary. The shift that's coming is neither an accident nor a coincidence. It's the natural result of an evolutionary process that began the moment you were born. You've always known, even if subconsciously, that one day you would have to choose between a secure life and an extraordinary one. The last 3 days of July mark this moment of definitive choice. During these days, you'll receive such clear signs about the direction you should take that it'll be impossible to pretend you didn't see them. Seemingly casual conversations will carry powerful messages. Unexpected encounters will open doors you never knew existed. Opportunities will present themselves so clearly that you'll realize the universe is literally conspiring to push you in the right direction. But here's what might surprise you. You won't want to resist. For the first time in your life, change won't feel threatening. It will feel liberating. It will feel like someone finally gave you permission to stop pretending to be content with a small life and start building the extraordinary life you always knew was possible. Taurus, one of the most shocking revelations of the last 3 days of July, will be discovering how many incredible opportunities you passed up for fear of change. How many interesting people you avoided getting to know better for fear of complications. How many exciting projects you declined because they seemed too risky. How many adventures you turned down because you preferred the predictability of routine. This realization may be painful at first, but it will quickly become fuel for a new way of living. You'll decide you never want to look back and regret not having had the courage. You'll choose to become someone who says yes to life, even when you can't predict every outcome. The most profound transformation will happen in your relationship with time. You always thought you had all the time in the world to make gradual changes, small adjustments, incremental improvements. But in the last 3 days of July, you'll realize that life is much shorter and more precious than you imagined, that there's no point wasting years living a reduced version of yourself when the full version is always available. This realization will generate a healthy urgency within you, not a destructive anxiety, but a focused determination to seize every moment to create something meaningful. You'll stop postponing your dreams until a more appropriate time and start working on them immediately with the resources you have available now. This shift will also reveal talents and abilities you never knew you possessed, capabilities that lay dormant because they were never challenged by situations that required their activation. During these 3 days, you will be amazed at your own versatility, creativity, and leadership abilities. You will discover that you are far more powerful and capable than you ever gave yourself credit for. And perhaps the most shocking discovery of all, you'll realize that the people around you have been waiting for this transformation for a long time. They sensed you were limiting yourself, but didn't know how to help you realize it. When you finally embrace your most authentic, courageous self, many will say, "Finally, I always knew you had it in you." And most importantly, notice how you feel when you imagine your life exactly as it is now, but 5 years in the future. If the idea leaves you feeling discouraged or claustrophobic, it's a clear sign that your soul is preparing for the upcoming shift. Your inner self knows that you are destined for much more than a predictable and limited existence. The force moving toward you carries within it all the opportunities you've always wanted, but never had the courage to pursue. All the experiences you longed for, but considered impossible or inadequate. All the versions of yourself you admired in others, but never believed you could develop. In the last 3 days of July, these possibilities will cease to be distant fantasies and become real, accessible options. You'll have to choose whether you want to continue being a spectator of the extraordinary life you've always dreamed of, or whether you want to finally become its protagonist. The choice may seem obvious when explained like this, but when the time comes, it can be more challenging than you imagine. Because choosing an extraordinary life means taking full responsibility for your results. It means no longer being able to blame circumstances, other people, or lack of opportunities if things don't go as planned. But it also means accessing levels of satisfaction, fulfillment, and joy you never knew existed. It means discovering what you're truly capable of when you stop protecting yourself and start expressing yourself fully. It means creating a legacy that will inspire others long after you're gone. Taurus, the shift of the last 3 days of July isn't something that's happening to you. It's something that's happening through you. You are the channel through which a much greater transformation is manifesting in the world. Your courage to change, to grow, to become who you truly are will create ripples that will touch the lives of many others. And perhaps this is the most shocking revelation of all. You're not changing just to benefit yourself. You're changing to become a living example that radical transformation is possible at any point in life, that it's never too late to start over, that true security comes from within, not from external circumstances. Are you ready to accept this responsibility and become the inspiration the world needs to see? Share in the comments if you've been feeling this growing uneasiness, this feeling that your current life is coming to an end, even without knowing how the new one will begin. Your experiences will help other Tauruses recognize the signs in their own lives. Subscribe to the channel now, because what will happen in the last 3 days of July is just the beginning of a transformation that will unfold for months. You'll need guidance on how to navigate the changes, how to maintain your courage when the novelty of the transformation gives way to the practical challenges of building a completely new life. Turn on notifications so you don't miss any guidance that can support you during this radical shift. Remember, the force is already in motion. The transformation has already been decided. The only variable is whether you will embrace the process or try to resist it, and I'm sure you already know which is the right choice. Your Taurus soul has always sought stability, and now you will discover that true stability comes from having the courage to be completely authentic, regardless of external circumstances. Get ready. Your real life is about to begin.